Hello and welcome to the topic of Ajax. Ajax basically belongs to the topic of web technologies. Let me take you towards the journey how this Ajax came up. It is not a new technology. Way back from 2000 it has been used. This is a revolutionary change in the web technology that Ajax bring to the society. Let us understand how it came up. You must be interacting now on day-to-day basis how a very famous web application that is Google works on. Those who are in this industry, maybe in any industry, they have been using this Google for everything in each and every aspect on their life. Whatever they want to search, wherever they want to go, everyone is looking for Google for its searching the things. So how this basically Google works, I am going to tell you. So once you are on any web application, you are going to get suggestions. Whatever you type, immediately words related with those alphabets used to come here on the fly. The next word you type, the words related with those one will be depicted here. That's wonderful. Actually, what we are doing through Ajax is we are reducing the gap between the server side programming and the client side programming. No need you need to wait for that time stamp coming up and waiting for you again and again. People does not have that much of time nowadays. What we are making the reduction of time in between your server side programming, which is actually very fast. Nowadays you are having a cluster and a distributed network which will help you to provide data on your client side. Basically, Ajax stands for asynchronous JavaScript and XML. XML is again an abbreviation for extendable markup language. So I would say in this lecture that there is a little prerequisite while learning the Ajax technology, as JavaScript is there and XML is there. So if you have a basic knowledge about JavaScript and XML, it will be great to understand this topic elaborately. So what does this asynchronous is? Let us understand this one, because this is the magic word which entirely does this what I have explained you regarding how fast your data makes your web application very interactive with the user. Actually, this asynchronous means your data is working on basically background. What does your traditional web application does? Then we will understand how Ajax works on. Your traditional web application does have your client, that is you, the user who is using the system or working on any system. Then he sends a request to your server, any server in the whole world. This server might be talking to some database, right? Now a server, this is a traditional architecture. A client sends a request to the server talks to database. This database sends you some whatever query you have asked for the database, it gives to you and server comes back. Now for each time a client click on the submit button, it goes to server and comes back. It takes time, maybe 1 second. But you need to consider this 1 second with the multiplication of the number of users working in the whole world. This is the scenario. It will go into hours and there will be a lot of load on the server and you will be waiting on the client side. This is called a simple synchronous call from one way and then comes back as a response. Now Ajax has a role to play in this scenario. Now Ajax does it asynchronously, means there is a request. Once you type I here on the client side, immediately there is a JavaScript plays role on your client side. It means you should have a browser version which supports this kinds of asynchronous call. This asynchronous call goes immediately on the background without knowing to the client that I am working something. On the background this request goes to the server. Server does have an Ajax engine built inside it. This engine then talks to database, then it will become a simple request, because server does, we have a lot of good configuration on the server. It will be again traditional call, immediately got back something from database and send back as a response. That's how, and this will be working behind the scene background process. It will take milliseconds or even lesser than that one on the previous one. Then you will be having a very good experience on your web application. So it has, as I already told you, way back in 2000 it has started. In 2006 W3C, that is Worldwide Consent Drum, provided it the official notification. Now finally the word XML, because this data which you are working on the background should be in the format of XML. XML is nothing, is a kind of DOM, that is document object model, which is having a tags. Those who are familiar with the HTML and your traditional web technology programming language, they are very well known to this stuff, what XML is, which is actually a little prerequisite while we are understanding the Ajax topic. Now coming up to the coding part of it, how Ajax does work technically. This is what we understand how Ajax works on a web application as a layman user. Now come back to the this topic of technicality. So what and all does Ajax have? To make an asynchronous call, we have a magical request which is called XML HTTP request object. This is the magical object which we need to create in the browser. This is the object which will actually take your data to the server asynchronously and come back with a response. So this object does have your request and response things. It does have a status which will tell you whether your server is loading, initializing, what is the status of that one, that we need to understand, and how your things come back from the server side. So this object does actually have your different you can say states. So these states are your 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These states tell you at 0 it is uninitialized. It means your status is state is uninitialized, when it's not doing anything. Then it says it is loaded, your things are being loaded. Then it is loading. Thereafter you are having interactive, and finally your state is complete. So this is how you can understand what and all your state is in. This will help you to bring out a toolbar like this. You must have seen this status bar coming up on your web application, increasing. By checking each time what is the status, it checks with the if condition and will scroll towards this one, whether your request is being completed or not. This we need to check in our code. We will see how to check these states. Besides this, the object does have our different methods. This object does have your method of open. You need to these are the methods. You need to actually open your this state key. Now your function is ready to open. You will send your request to the server side. You can also have the send request. Your things has been sent to the server side, and similarly some more functions, but basically we are using these two functions while we are driving our Ajax. Besides this, you are having more say states of the, that is previous one is your status, this is your states, like on, ready, state. I will just make a little bit on, ready, state, change. This is the state which is all time pinging towards your server. This is how this XML HTTP request works. Checking each time on the server side what is happening. It is holding the state. this is happening, it will tell you. So once you know what is happening, you can do everything else, right? And the next, like on this you are having response text. What if you want to have your response in the text format? You are also having a response XML. As I told you that it works basically on the XML side. In Ajax, this X is itself stands for the XML. So you can have your response in the form of your XML. Then you are having ready state. This ready state that I will talk, that I have already talked about 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these should be actually 4. We need to check it 4 because I told you earlier that 4 is for completion of the state. So if that is complete, then we are getting this response and we can show wherever we want to show on your web page. Then finally we need to check about the status of the server. That is also quite important to understand. You are doing most of the thing on the client side using JavaScript. That is all fine and okay, because you are making asynchronous call from the client side, you are checking different states, you are opening the object, you are sending the object. On the meantime, you are also checking the ping of the object. But what server is doing? There is a possibility server is not working well. There is a possibility server does not have the file you are asking. There is a possibility somehow you made a bad request. So every server, while getting the request, does response with some status from the server side. Let us see the different main status being sent from the server side. That we also need to take care of, because it is actually the server which sends us the response back. So this is our server status. The server status says, say numeric value 200. If it says, then what you say is okay. You need to understand this status will be okay. Suppose if you are sending 400, that is a bad request you have made, or somehow it consider it to be a bad request. Say if the status is 404, it means file not found. Your server says, I am not finding the file which is there in 404. Then you are having 505. 505 means HTTP server not responding. So these are the few status which is being taken care by the server or sent back by the server. So in our case, we need to consider this 200. It means thus everything is okay, then we can show up the request. Now integrating the all stuff what we have learned, whether the this XML HTTP request object status, the state of this request, our server status, and all the methods which I have discussed, like send, open, and all those methods how we are calling. So finally we are coming up with the coding part, where this all these things will be integrated and how actually the request goes on. So what we need to do is actually on our web page, which begins with the HTML, we need to write our script language we are using as a JavaScript, because we know very well in our Ajax J stands for the JavaScript. So there is a drawback here of Ajax. If your browser is not JavaScript enabled, you need to deliberately make it JavaScript enabled. Otherwise your Ajax will not work. This is the hardcore reality. Let us make our this XML HTTP request object. I just named it in an abbreviated format of XHR, which is mostly used in every theoretical book you will study. Make it false, as a which is mostly default in most of the programming language. You will find your boolean value to be default as false, so we are making it false as well. Let us take the if condition. Now you will be wondering here why I am making two XML HTTP requests. The credit goes to Microsoft. Microsoft always does have a problem that if I build something, I will go for it. So what they did before browser 6.0, they are not supporting directly XML HTTP request. What they did, they are having their ActiveX component. So programmers are itself very intelligent, so they find out a way to do it. They provided a if-else if condition. So those people who are using browser Internet Explorer, only with the case of Internet Explorer browser earlier than 6.0, then we need to check this ActiveX object of Windows. So if your window, that is your the browser, window means browser, this is a browser handler object. This window does have XML HTTP request, then there is a very simple solution. It will be your XML HTTP request object, which is like this. We know the new is used as a object creator. Else if it is not like that, if you are using a ActiveX component, means I already told you Internet Explorer browser before 6.0 version, then you need to create the same XSR in this form. Everything else remains same, nothing else, just if the version browser we are checking. Now coming up to the final code, you are supposed to write a function which will bring your data. So the function name is getData, as the name said. Data source from which file on the server I need to take back. So this maybe you are using Java, PHP, Python or R, whatever web technology language, Perl you are using, it is a data source of that language, div ID. Now this is what you must be having a page of web page where you want this data to come back. So this ID will be that ID, that is your HTML page ID, div ID. I will show you how to write it. It's simple. Like if you are having your HTML page, you are supposed to write your head, your title, then you are having the main body part in your web page which you want to display, then you write some div ID, say hello. You want to change this hello on the fly using Ajax. So this is a solution. On the above of this page, you write this JavaScript code in your head section, as I have already written here. Now getting this data through data source, the page on the server, div ID is this ID. So it will change, the response got hello will be renamed to the data came up from the server side, and that too asynchronously, that is behind the scenes. So if this object is being created, you need to, I'm just putting a new object here as a variable, document.getElement by ID. Those who are familiar with JavaScript, they know this ID will be replaced by this object. Finally, the methods I have discussed with you earlier, XML HTTP request.open, this is the method which is used to take your request asynchronously towards this server. You are having get as a method. We are having two types of method, get and post. Get is not secure, post is secure because we are taking asynchronously, no security required. So using get method, data source is again which file they need to interact with. Now coming up with the different states available with the request. XML on ready state changed, already discussed. If this request state is working on, then need to call this function. Whatever function says, if our request ready state is equal to 4, if you remember, 4 means complete. If our this state is complete and server status, the status server says 200, that means okay. If that status is okay and that state is 4, then I am able to get my response. Now finally changing the object. This object inner HTML, this hello will be replaced with the XML HTTP request response text or XML, whatever you get. So from the server side, if you are getting XML HTTP response text, it will be, this hello will be replaced by the data. And finally we are sending the data, this whole function on the server side. So this is the entire code which will help you to learn Ajax, how Ajax works from beginning till the end. So asynchronously we are finding the Ajax finally will help you to make your things very interactive, will reduce the gap in between your server side and the client side. And a few drawbacks, if you do not have JavaScript, then Ajax will not work. Thank you very much.